Let there be light. Whoa. Well, that's a little better. What the fuck? All right. Let me share this over to everyone, so everyone knows that we are live at 11:30. Kind of early. Okay. Sender. All right. Okay. So how's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone's doing well. Some shit all over my desk pad thing here. Okay. I'm standing today. It's the luxury of having a, standing desk. It's kind of cool. I don't know if I would recommend it. I think it's fun to, when I'm like always sitting, my hip flexors get really tight, so I don't really like to do that too often. Move that like that. I like that shot a little bit better. Okay. So let's dive into this here. Pretty good day today. Actually, really good day. There's a couple things that I'm just thinking off the top of my head that I didn't add on to the old Google Keep thing here. Let's switch her over here and take a look-see. I'm gonna go off this list, obviously, but there's a couple things, like I said, that I didn't note on here that I can kind of think of. So, first thing we had to do today was FBP 53 went live at noon. It was with a great guest, Charles Machiko. And the funny story about that, and I put it in a couple posts, is that I met him 5-10 minutes before we, did the podcast. So I talked to him a little bit beforehand. He knows my sister and my sister's boyfriend, so it wasn't just a total random person, but he's a really good dude. I would highly recommend going to watch it. We talk a lot about his story, but then also in the second half of it, it's a lot more about, finding your purpose, living without regrets, just transitioning and changing over your life. And a lot of the things that I've gone through over the past year and a half, Charles is also kind of going through now. Same type of thing, but different scenarios, obviously. So I would highly recommend that. I'm a little biased, but I think that it was a really good episode. So I would tell you guys to go check that out. And we can just do it here, or fueledbyprogress.com. There you go. You just go there, and then all the links are right there on that landing page. You can go see it on YouTube or any podcast platform. I think I should do that more often, because it seems like that's work. It's weird. It's like when you tell people that you have cool stuff going on, or you have things to go look at, generally sometimes people go look at them. It's a weird concept. But yeah, go check that out. So we did that. We published it, and then we promoted it on all of our channels and everything. I think it was decently well received. Last time I checked, it had maybe 25 views or something. I'm not really a numbers guy when it comes to that. I want to make sure that the metrics are okay, but especially right now, I'm just trying to be consistent with the content and everything, and making sure that we get an episode for FBP, an episode for AM and the PM out every week, and then I do this every night. So I'm just trying to be consistent, try to find the plan and do everything as we're going here. And I'm liking it so far. I think it's having a real positive effect on a lot of people. And this is one of the things I forgot to put on here. I had somebody reach out to me today, just a friend from, I think it was high school, and high school and grade school maybe. And, they said they appreciated, and they liked, the episode that we just did, not this one today, but last week's. And, they want to be they'd love to be on the show sometime. It's that's fucking awesome. That's exactly what I want. I want people to see this stuff, be somewhat entertained by it, learn a little bit from it if they want, and then kind of continue to build that community of guests and people that are just excited about the brand and the things that we're trying to do. And really the message is ultimately the thing, just keep moving forward, stay fueled by whatever it is that you're passionate about. And yeah, so I'm very excited about it. I think we have, I really think we have something with this. I just believe in it wholeheartedly, and I'm very excited. So couldn't be happier with the way we're moving there. Always trying to make things better and, try to make things a little more sustainable as far as like the amount of work that we have to do, the things that we're doing all the time, money and all that sort of stuff. So, but it's a process and I enjoy it. So that is the FBP update. I made an anniversary card. I don't think Amanda's going to watch this, but I'm just going to not show it. It's over here. It's not totally done yet. But I have to write a little message in there. Our anniversary's on September 9th, so I was a little ahead of the game, but I want to just get that taken care of. And then, so the next thing, there's actually a couple more things about FBP. So tomorrow I'm filming another episode for FBP, for the one for next week, obviously a week from today. And I'm filming it with a great guest that I'm not going to spoil just yet, even though we're not at the point where it's like millions of people are watching this or anything like that, or if anybody, you honestly, most of the people watching right now probably might not even know the guest, so it's not really that big of a deal, but I like to keep them like at least relatively under wraps. So, but the thing is about that is I'm not doing it in person. I've been doing all these in person, and for whatever reason, we're just going to do it via Zoom, which is fine. So I'm going to do one via Zoom, and I had to test all the kind of the stuff out. Like I have a much better setup than the last time I did it via Zoom, which was like a month and a half ago. But it's just not ideal because, I've gotten accustomed to the other setup and it's working decently well. The quality is good and everything like that. So this will be probably slightly less decent in quality, but still probably pretty good. So not a big deal, but I needed to test everything, make sure that was working out. So looks like everything's good to go there. So we'll be filming tomorrow, and that'll be up next week. And then this is actually really exciting. So I talked a little bit about yesterday, like that we have the pop sockets, we have stickers and stuff like that for FBP now, just as some things that, we are kind of getting going in a sense. And I'm going to do a giveaway. So I've been looking at other people to try to steal strategies for giveaways. And I saw, and I'll shout them out too because I believe in them. And let's do sour strips. So this is a company made by a really, I would say the founders had a pretty significant impact on my life. Max Tuning. So he was like a fitness blogger and stuff. What the fuck? There we go. Maybe that'll work. Yeah. So, he's alive right now. Look at that. He lives out in Texas. He's like a fitness YouTuber and he's a vlogger and stuff like that. I've watched a lot of his videos for a long time, is pretty much the case. And, he has two businesses, Everforward, which I think I'm wearing the shirt right now. This is kind of the idea that I had for Fueled by Progress in a lot of ways. I wanted something similar. So we're doing the podcast, but we're also doing clothing very soon. As soon as I can kind of like get my head wrapped around everything and, start doing shit with design work and stuff like that, which I've already started, but COVID kind of put it back. So we're going to jump back on that here very soon. And he has this other company, which is more pertinent to what I was going to say with the giveaway thing, is every one of these posts here, it's just candy, but it's actually pretty good sour candy. I would recommend sour strips if you enjoy candy and sour candy. But let's just take a look at these real quick. So we just need to look at one. So he, picture the thing or whatever and says blah, 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 blah. Want some for free. Simply follow us, like this photo, and comment down below to be entered. Now, I don't try to keep anything secret. Like there's no reason for me to say, oh, I came up with this fucking idea on my own. I did not. I was looking at things, and let me tell you the entire process. So try to think about this hypothetically. Let's say that you had a product, okay? For instance, let's go like this. Let's say that you had a couple things that you wanted to give away to spread awareness, right? Maybe like a couple of these stickers, okay? and a pop socket, Okay, so those are the things that I want to give away, right? Well, what are the actual, that's cool, you want to give them away, but what is the actual protocol for doing something like that? I don't really know. Now, I've seen giveaways before on social media, and it's normally like this, follow this, comment, do 3 or 4 things or something like that, and then you're entered. Well, you're on the other side now. It's you're not entering into something and just whatever. It's if I win, I win. If I get contacted, I win. If I don't, then whatever. But if you're the one setting it up, you're well, I'm on the shoes on the other foot now with that. And I'm well, how the fuck do you track if somebody follows here, likes this, comments on this, especially if you're doing it via different platforms? Because what I wanted to do was I wanted to get the YouTube channel boosted from this. I wanted to get more people to subscribe so we can get to 100, and then we can get to 1,000, hopefully, not all at once, obviously, but that's what I wanted to do. And that's just, I had that idea, but I don't know how to track that sort of thing. If I say you need to follow us on Instagram and subscribe on YouTube, how the fuck do I track that sort of a thing? So I looked into some solutions, and honestly, it didn't really seem very promising. You were definitely going to have to pay, and I don't even know if that's really possible. I'm sure there is something like that, but ultimately I was just what, fuck it. So I looked at some other things, and Sour Strips was one of them, and literally they just say the photo, comment, and follow. So I'm pretty sure what I'm going to do for the giveaway there, for that stickers and the pop socket, is I'm going to do something like this, and I'm going to say follow FBP Apparel, which is a total side note. I really want the guy that has Fuel by Progress to give it up. But I want FBP Apparel. You have to follow FBP Apparel, the account, which actually I can just go to. So for this giveaway that is not launched yet, you'll see a post here and everything, but you got to follow FBP Apparel. So if you would not mind, please go follow that. But you'll already be halfway in there to enter. So there's going to be a post. You have to follow here. You have to click the post, and you have to like the post, and then you have to I'm going to probably say comment, put a comment that has 3 of your friends, tag 3 of your friends. So hopefully that just continues to get more people to do it. I think that would be cool. I think that would work to some degree. I think we might, get a little bit more awareness via that thing, and we'll try that. And then that'll be pretty easy to pick a winner from, because then we could just let's say it gets 30 likes or something like that, whatever the smallest thing, either that or the comments. Then we can just take the smallest thing and then just basically randomize that or something like that. I don't know. I'm not super concerned about that. That's just what I envision it doing, and I think that'll work wonders. So that's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about the giveaway details because I didn't know how to do that, but now I think we're pretty much squared that away, and look out for that pretty soon. So yeah. Kind of speaking of podcasts as well, I touched on it yesterday. I was watching the David Blaine Joe Rogan Experience episode, and I finished it today, and the dude is fucking wild. I don't understand. He just does crazy shit. He swallows a frog, he spits it back out. It's weird. It's weird stuff. But I mean, it just goes to show, you just got to follow your passion. You got to do things that you love. And yeah, I mean, he's kind of a freak. It was it was very interesting to see Joe's reaction to some of the stuff that he did. He had him stick an ice pick through his arm. It was very strange. You just got to watch that. But one of the things that was interesting in it, aside from all the stuff, right, was the fact that if you watch that episode, it's a real interesting episode, because I watch a lot of Joe Rogan's podcasts, and Joe is very good at continuing the conversation. So that's what this is, mastering conversation flow. I want to be able to do that more. I think I'm getting better with every episode, but I want to be able to just continue conversations and continuously be curious and put your own piece in there about things, but also get more out of the guest and just try to ask very insightful questions and all that sort of stuff, and just keep the conversation entertaining and insightful. So Um, one of the things that he was able to do there though was because like that, like the show, like that podcast, that episode specifically was very strange because like it was David Blaine was like trying to do things in the episode, and like there was a lot of like silence in a way. And Joe had to like be somewhat entertaining because he was cognizant that like not everybody's watching it, they're also listening to it. So it's just kind of an interesting thing. So he did like a pretty good job, I thought, at like controlling it and making it still like a very good episode, even though it was like kind of a weird one, if that makes sense. You kind of have to watch it, but that was just one of the things that I took from it, and I want to like make sure that I continuously try to improve on that. So that's kind of the idea there. And then I edited AM and the PM 22, and it's currently uploading to the channel. So yeah, it just takes a long time for it to process and everything like that. I've said that before, and that'll be up there. I got to kind of finish some of that stuff, and that'll be up there tomorrow. It's going to release at 3 p.m. everywhere, so you should check that one out. That's a guest couple episode, so that's going to be a nice one. And I think the next one's probably not going to be one. I think we're just going to record one this weekend or something like that. But that is that. And then the last thing that I kind of have here is just like a random topic as usual that I wanted to talk about. And it was like, my thoughts on entrepreneurship. Oh, I watched a little bit of Max Miro's live stream on like building websites and stuff today. If you don't follow him, you should, over on LinkedIn. He is he's a young entrepreneur, even younger than me, and he's like just doing a lot of stuff. He's experimenting and everything like that. And it got me thinking as well, like there's so much about entrepreneurship that like involves like scrappiness and like determination and just perseverance to like get the shit done that you want to get done and all that. But a lot of it though is thought process, in my opinion. Like, let me try to give you an example. Like, it's cool to experiment and it's cool to like do all sorts of different things and try to like make things happen in a sense and like discover new things. And if that's your vibe, then you do that. But like, for me at least, the way that I operate is like, yeah, it's cool to like try different things and like try to make things work. But as soon as I find something that works, like is adequate, like I've just fucked myself too many times in like thinking that like what I'm doing is not good enough or like I can make it better. So I don't do that anymore. Like I do my absolute, like with these podcasts, perfect example. Like I'm doing my best to make sure that these podcasts are like good, solid quality, entertaining, and really like the finished product, like the actual video is just like, somewhat enjoyable to watch. But like there's a lot of times where it's like I know that there's like slight things off here and there, or like there maybe like the audio like clips in this one spot because we get too loud or something, like some weird shit like that. But like ultimately, like I've just, and this is a good thing, like it's so many points like during these edits of these episodes and stuff, for instance, I've just been like, that's fine, that's good enough, just do it, like just that's perfect, we don't need to do anything more crazy, just get it out the door. And it's never like rushed. It's like, well, I mean, sometimes I do like procrastinate on the edits and stuff, but what I'm saying is that the product is not rushed. It's like, it's good enough. Like that's exactly what it is. It's like, this does not need to be perfect, nor will it ever be perfect. So I need to get it to a point where I'm happy with it and I'm satisfied and just, publish. Because that's a real thing that I struggle with for a long time. And I'm not talking about anybody specifically or anything when I say that, or like telling people to like do stuff different. That's not really it. It's just, for me, like there's only so much that you're able to like do and so much that you're able to control, especially when you're trying to like build like businesses and execute on ideas and stuff like that, that like as soon as I can build like a structure or a process around something, I want to do that. Like, that's why I have all these different, that's why I have these different courses, and I've shown them before, but I think they're right here. So like, let me just flip back over. So like there's these courses here, and it's like, structure and like, personal branding and all these things. It's like as soon as, and a right way to start a business, I've definitely shown that one before, but like all of these will kind of be like released at some point, you know, for people to like actually look over. But let me like give you an example. Like this is actually probably a good example. So like this is like your company. Think of this like if you start a business, like this is what I do for all my businesses is I write all this shit down. I put it in like a document so I know, because as soon as I can make things structured and make things like, you know, very like, I don't know, what do you say? Like just like a standardization. I want to do that because there's just too much shit. Like, I don't know how people could like experiment with a bunch of different things and have like their information and everything all over across different platforms and all that stuff like that. I would just be like extremely unorganized. Like you have to try to stay as organized as possible because you never know how big you're going to get. And if you continue to grow and continue to get bigger, then one day you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, fuck, we have shit all over the place and we don't know where anything is. I've seen it happen firsthand. It has scarred me. So like this is just what I mean is like stuff as simple as like, you know, when you were founded, your EIN type of business. Like these are all like little fun facts, but you would be amazed at how many people like have this shit like so screwed up because they don't like just take this stuff into account like at first and they burn it into a document like this. So it's like, oh, if we ever don't know like, you know, what our color codes are for our fucking logo, then we just go here and we look at it. You know, it's just stuff like that. And like, you know, consistency is another huge one with me. Like all of my social media, I don't know if you've ever noticed this, if you've never been on the stream or anything, but like I was like completely anal, like out of my mind for like Szymanski media and like all my MJS stuff. Like I wanted to get everything as consistent as possible. So like I worked really hard and paid like a lot of attention to the ways that I can construct different usernames and stuff like that. I'll give you a quick, for instance. Pretty sure on Twitter, your name has to be between like 4 and 14 characters or some bullshit like that, like something like that. But then like on Facebook, it could be however long, and like Instagram, you know, like all this other stuff. So ultimately I ended up going with Mark J. Szymanski, and that's like everywhere. Like if you type that in on any of those platforms, that's what it's going to be. That is not like ridiculously important. Like you could obviously have a business that isn't like that, and you could probably get that after you get like trademarks and stuff like that. But the harder part too, and the part that's really important to realize is like, it all depends on where you want to go and what you want to do. But like, who doesn't just want to continue? Like, why wouldn't you just want to continue to improve or your business to continue to flourish or anything like that? So with that in mind, like, why would you want to start fucked up in a sense? Like, why would you want to start like inconsistent? Like you got like something here and then you got something here and then here, and then like, okay, well that's great, and you assume that like, oh well, when we get big enough, we're gonna be able to change that sort of shit. But now you have to change it everywhere. It's just like start right is all I'm saying. Like that's just like my mentality, and it's like if you can do something like that off the get-go, like just make it as simple as possible for yourself later down the line. You will thank yourself so much, because like I said, I just know that is like the worst. It's like the worst thing in the world when you've grown a business and you haven't laid like a solid structure foundation on like these types of things. Like even if these things are so small, it's really a pain in the ass. And again, you know, obviously I'm not, you know, I don't give a shit necessarily what other people do as far as, you know, like, you know, if you want to experiment, you want to do all sorts of different stuff, you want to be all over the place, then yeah, absolutely. But like, I mean, I just value organization so much, because I knew from as soon as I started here, like if I, like with all this stuff, if I wasn't organized, I was going to want to kill myself, because I'm pretty organized and I still like get exhausted, like trying to make sure that I have everything, not like even make sure I have everything in place. Like think about it like this. I literally have like, I have Google Drive, okay? Google Drive and G Suite for every one of my businesses. So that's like oh, Jesus. Hang on. Freaking phone went off when I said the G word. Anyway, like, so I have Drive for all of those things, which is G Suite as well. And what that means is that for each one of those businesses, I keep those files in those like G Suite like accounts or G drives, right? So the point that means is like there's a lot of separation, there's a lot of I'm treating everything as its own because it's what it is, right? And when you don't do, like, I have a hard enough time, what I was going to say is I have a hard enough time figuring out where everything is and trying to get to everything, like, in a timely manner when everything is separated. Can you imagine how bad it would be if, like, you weren't organized? Like, you wouldn't know where the hell anything was, So I've just learned a lot of this stuff, and I really want to pass that on to other people because, like, you can teach people, like, all the business bullshit, but, like, that stuff where, like, if you want to actually, like, kind of bootstrap a business or something, or if you want to, like, actually start your own thing, like, that's intangible shit that you can't really teach. Like, you got to try to figure that out, and then you got to adapt it and, like, work it yourself and just, like, really evolve into a person that wants to do that sort of a thing. So I don't know. It's just a real interesting thing. It's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of, you don't want to get caught. You don't want to get caught, like kind of being, I want to call it lazy. But yeah, I don't know. Just saying, the organization, the strong structure, the strong foundation of, like, a business and stuff is so vital, because, like, I know that it's going to be very difficult, even for me, like, even, like, with the precautions I've taken. As soon as I start to bring somebody else into this world of shit, like, this world of stuff, like, it's going to be very difficult for them to grasp because they haven't been in it for, a lot of time like me. So I don't know. That's interesting. It's an idea. It's something that, I think about all the time, and I'm interested to see, where everything continues to go as I continue on this journey of entrepreneurship. Yeah, so I think that was pretty much everything. I need to, real quickly, tomorrow, let me go through my schedule, kind of. I have the podcast. I should have went to the gym today. I should still go, but damn, man, just cannot. I need to get a routine for that. That's not good. But regardless, for tomorrow, recording podcast, FBP 54 at what time? Can't remember. Noon. Yeah. So we're doing that, recording that at noon over Zoom. And then I don't know what I'm doing in the afternoon. I'll have to promote AM and the PM because it goes live at 3. So I'll do that and probably publish it either tonight or tomorrow, like, as far as scheduling it goes. And then tomorrow afternoon, like I said, I don't know what I'm doing yet. I have an idea that I could either play some tennis, or I could start editing the next episode, or I should really catch up on some clips, like, these clips for FBP and AM and the PM. I think AM and the PM, if I'm not mistaken, might have actually gotten a subscriber, so that's kind of cool. AM and the PM clips, that's interesting. But I don't know. So yeah, really, my life has come down to, like, editing video, recording podcasts, like, being the talent in them, editing them, in the whole process, like editing and publishing, and then kind of working on websites occasionally, and just, like, editing a fuck ton of other video. So I didn't really think that this is how this was going to go. And if I had somebody to edit video, then my life would probably be there would be a lot more space in there. But at the same time, though, like, I really don't know how to do that. Like, I do not know how to execute on, like, getting somebody. That might be a question for my guest tomorrow. Like, I don't know how to execute on getting somebody to edit video for me when I don't have really anything per se to offer them right now, as far as, like, actual, like, salary or anything like that. So I'd have to really think about that before I jumped into something like that. But for now, though, it's going really well. I think that the only thing in our way is time and scaling. Like, that's our hang up. And when time is your hang up, I think you're actually in a good position. You're not in a great position by any means, but at least you're not, like, being like held back by, like, the will to work or the will to make things better. because that kind of stuff is just like absolutely, again, it's that you need that, and it's hard to come by. It's harder to get that. We can always like buy more time in a sense of, hiring somebody to do the videography work and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. We're moving forward. Last thing that we'll check here randomly is Google Pixel Buds in orange. Of course, they're not out yet. Fucking Google. Absolutely absurd. But one day those will be out. I don't know if they ever will, but we'll see. Maybe. But other than that, though, I think that's pretty much it. Also have some hockey tomorrow night. Actually, I forgot, and I don't know if I said this. Maybe tennis in the afternoon, but I don't know that. I don't know that for a fact. So I don't know. We will see. But either way, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support, and I will talk to you.